Okay, right. Can you all see the screen still?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right, okay. Let me begin then. Right, okay, so normally I like to do a kind of Q&A thing, but I think this time there's a few important points that I want to go over. And it was actually, no, questions are always welcome, obviously, but it's prompted partly by a chat with one of you today, and there were concerns about, if someone could go on mute, please. And there were concerns about a BBC documentary that's been on, I don't know if it came out 1 or 2 weeks ago. So I heard a couple of people mention it, but I purposely made a point of, not that I was ignoring it, but I didn't pay it much attention. And the reason I did that, because it's more of the same. And my attitude, oh, by the way, has anyone here seen this documentary, by the way?
No.
I have it.
Okay, anyone else?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't either.
Okay, right. Okay, so I haven't seen it, so I can't comment too much, but it was basically a BBC documentary about IM Academy, and the impression that I'm getting, it was like negative or salacious. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if maybe you can give me a broad idea of the tone, Bev. What kind of?
Sorry, Albert, Colin's in the waiting room, so he may be a good person to.
Oh, okay, right. 1 second.
To explain.
All right, bear with me. One second. One of these days, I'm going to be slick at doing these meetings. Oh dear. Right. Welcome everyone. I think that's just about everyone really. So that's good. This is the best attendance that we've had so far. Yeah. So welcome, Colin. I was just saying that I haven't seen the documentary myself, so I was wondering who has seen it and if they could just give like just a quick overview of the tone, because I imagine it was either negative or salacious or something along those lines. So, but I'm not speaking from a position of knowledge. So if maybe you can just give me a very quick summary of what the tone was, Colin.
I haven't actually seen the documentary, Albert. It's just they're still there for me to see. But the general tone was,
yeah.
I think it was that the IM Academy seemed to be very lack of transparency.
Right.
It's very MLM, I think, pyramid orientated.
Right.
And it's almost as if they're trying to suggest that there's lots of false promises.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So again, I haven't seen it, but that kind of impression doesn't surprise me. So here's my take on it. For one, it depends how much you guys follow the conversations that happen in the groups, and even from the educators themselves. And one of the things that you will encounter with the educators, depending on which ones you speak to, they're very hot on compliance, financial compliance, because they have to follow certain regulations. And one of the things that they often talk about is that they discourage members from talking about on social media how much money they've made. They don't like people showing screenshots of the money they've made, etc. Now, so like I said, I don't know how deeply it goes into transparency, but I actually like that, because me personally, when I'm on Instagram, because my profile is finance based on it, I'm always talking about crypto and all this kind of stuff. I'm forever being followed by people who, I'm pretty sure like 50% plus are scammers, because when I look at their profile, they're waving money in their hand and, making all these claims that you can make this amount of money in a week and all this kind of stuff. And depending on how I judge them, I will either block them, or if I just think they've been misled by something, I just, I keep an eye on them. So it's kind of the nature of the beast that it's going to attract, like I said, some scammers, and it's also going to attract people that think they're going to get rich quick. And it's, my personal interpretation is that people need to go into this with realistic expectations. That's one. And two, it's I know I keep using the gym membership thing, but I think it's a good analogy. So apologies to people that have never used gyms, but it's, it really is, as far as I'm concerned, you get what you put into it. So so if I use the gym analogy, you can buy a membership and never go to the gym. You can buy a membership, you attend 2 or 3 times a week, or you buy a membership and you're there every day. You're always chatting to the gym instructors. You join the exercise classes. You chin wag with some of the people attending, and you bounce off ideas. So that's kind of my crude, that's my crude take on it. So, and the reason I was talking about, it might not sound obvious, but the reason I'm comparing it to Bitcoin, not because Bitcoin and trade, there's overlaps, but not because they're identical, but it's, I see the similarities, and it's actually my crypto experience that gives me such, I don't know how to describe it, is what gives me faith that, I know I'm on the right course. And, another reason I use that analogy is because I'm sure all of you, or most of you, are aware that statistically, I think it's like 80–90% of people who get into trading don't succeed and they give up. So then the question is, why are the statistics like that? And that's why I compared the Bitcoin analogy, because and sorry to sound like a broken record, but the way that I got into crypto was just like most ordinary people. 2017, it was all over the media, the price is going up, people were getting excited, people were buying out of excitement, they didn't have the knowledge to back up their excitement, and then when things reversed, loads of people panicked and then pulled out, they took out their investment. And the number of times since 2017 that, I've bumped into people at work and, just in idle conversation, and, I hear the same story so many times. Oh yeah, I bought a bit of Bitcoin then, but well, it looked a bit dodgy, so I pulled out. And, those people that pulled out, without fail, I'd be very surprised if anyone who pulled out in 2017 doesn't regret it now. So anyway, I don't want to waffle too much, because I wanted to go over a couple of bullet points today to make sure I don't forget. So it all goes, so, I'm not a genius, far from it, I've got loads to learn, but there's a saying, and it's, that, which is basically time in the market and time in the market. And what you tend to find is that the people that don't do well in crypto and don't do well in trading are the people that give up. Now, it's not a case, now I'd caveat that by saying that you shouldn't just trade for the sake of it. Time by itself isn't going to make you into a good trader. The time that you spend, how you spend that time is, it's going to determine what the outcome is. And I had a slide, but I'm working on a slide for my presentations that I'm going to do, and it's one of the things that I want to emphasize is the difference between cost and value. How do you get the best value out of something? But anyway, I've noticed that I've been talking for a long time. So before I go on any further, does anyone have any questions or comments that they want to point out before I go too far into this?
All good, Albert.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, let me try and stick to the IM thing. Okay. So anyway, so like I said, they do a lot of stuff to make sure that they're compliant. That's one thing, and yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. So it's a case of people have to go into it with their eyes open. But having said that, it also, some of it may be the luck of the draw as well, because if you look on YouTube and all these places, you will see some members that have that flash vibe about them. They will be driving the flash cars and waving the money in their hand and stuff like that. And that's so I'm actually fully on board with the tone that you get from the educators, is that you shouldn't be talking about money and you shouldn't be flashing this and that, because it does create that kind of expectation of quick money. You see what I mean? So to me, it's a case of having realistic expectations, and finding a way to get the most out of the opportunity. So I use the gym analogy. So and there, so we're all going to have down moments where we start to doubt, is this really a good idea? And with me personally, in a funny, weird way, I have an advantage. And the reason I say that is because I was in crypto, and because nothing matches, well, that's what I believe, and I'm sticking by it. I don't think anything is as risky as crypto. And because I managed to ride that wave, it gives me the confidence that no matter, how badly I might do on certain days, I'm in it for the long haul. So my priority is not so much, and some may think that's a good or a bad idea. My priority is learning. It's not making money, because what I mean by that is that if I genuinely want to learn this, and it goes to the first thing, the second point, time in the market. If I'm genuinely determined to learn this, my skills will improve, and that will give me the results that I want. And I'm sure you've heard some people saying it. It's like anything else. How much time would you give to a degree course or an apprenticeship, learning, for example, martial arts or something like that? So it's a case of, what are you prepared to put in? Is risk versus reward. It's like with me with my IT. When I lost my job in summer last year, I was weighing out, what do I want to do? I thought, okay, how am I going to make myself more attractive to get myself another job? And Colin, you may have seen this in LinkedIn. I was doing a course. Now that course would have taken me several months or however long, because I was setting my own pace, and the skills that I would have got from that would have, potentially increased my salary by 30%, maybe even 50%. But the way I look at it is the time that I put into learning how to trade, whether that takes me 6 months or 12 months, the reward versus the time that I invest in that is much higher than I'd get from any IT course that I'm going to do. So that's basically how I'm looking at it. Now, in terms of whether or not IM is a network marketing company, or if it's an academy, that's basically down to the individual. You can, and most people who go into it, they're of the mindset that they want to learn how to trade. But myself included, I had no interest in doing the network marketing side until I was, I don't know, 9-10 months into it. I can't remember how long exactly, but that's not uncommon. So then the question is, during that, if you're going to be a trader, then the question is, how do you make the most of your time while you're learning? You know, how can you either offset the overhead, the monthly overhead, or how can you, you know, even, you know, find a way to, you know, benefit financially in the meantime? So to me, the network marketing side is a potential added bonus because it's an additional source of income that you can have. Now, we don't have to do that. So the way that I look at it, if one isn't interested in the network marketing side, then it's much more important to, again, the gym analogy, grab everything you can in terms of the tools available to you. So what is available? In terms of, because we're coming out of lockdown now, I don't know if you guys are aware, but now every Wednesday evening, can you just pause for 1 second? One of my kids is knocking on the door. 1 sec. Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, so now that lockdown is releasing, because the again, it partly goes by the luck of the draw. Which branch within IM Academy are you in? So one of the things I like about AMI Finance is because they were a property and finance company already, they have a business-like approach to everything. It's structured. So now what they do is, what they're doing again, every Wednesday in all gates, there's now the opportunity to you know, to trade with them, you know, learn the trade in person. Another thing is, I think you may have seen the thing about this weekend, Friday and Saturday. There's a conference for the people in the States, but they're doing a stream, and it's going to be, you know, hours and hours of training available. So it goes back to the gym thing. How much you get out of it depends on how much you put into it. Before I go say anything else, has anyone got any questions? Because I don't want to be rambling on too long if someone wants to ask something.
Albert, where was this the weekend seminar that's coming up? Where is this stuff advertised, or where can we find that? The chat, have to keep up with everything.
Yeah, it's in and you know, and to be fair, I get confused myself as well. So that's why this week I did put a few things in our private one, because my mindset is to put in a few things every now and then rather than overload you. But the main thing to look at would always be, you know, the PPPCB group in WhatsApp. That's the main one that applies to us. So that's basically our group, you know, with Brioni.
Okay.
So that's got Brioni, Rex and all that. So a big chunk of information is in there. There's another thing which, to be fair, I haven't used it myself. That AMI Finance actually has an app which can be used for updates to keep an eye on what's going on. I downloaded the app when it was first released about 2-3 months ago, but you know, I think it still had some snagging that needed to be done, and I just gave up on it. But Des mentioned it again today, asking who's been using it, and I thought, okay, let me try it again. So I uninstalled it, reinstalled it again. This time it seemed to be okay, so I registered, but it looks like my registration has to be approved manually before I'm approved, and I'm pretty sure that's to ensure that you're a current member of IM Academy, and then if you are, then your application will be to use the app will be approved. So that could potentially be a good way of having everything in one place. So if any of you just make a note, just look for AMI Finance in the Apple Store and the Google Chrome and the Play Store. You would find the AMI Finance app. So that could be a essential way of keeping up to date with things. But anyway, so if you look in R1, Jay put something in there with the timetable of all the different educators, and I think I put the flyer in there afterwards. So yeah, that's basically taking place. So it's that will be pretty useful, because it will maybe give you a picture in terms of not just HFX, not just DCX, which is the crypto, and not just FRX, because I'm conscious that because you lot don't have FRX, you wouldn't really be fully aware of the potential in terms of, you know, the money making potential of you know, proper, I call it proper foreign exchange trading. What I mean by that is HFX is like, it's like the easy beginner's version of trading, in the sense that I think I've had this conversation with all of you in one way or another. Is you know exactly how much you're risking, and what you can win if you win the trade is fixed. Whereas with the full version of forex trading, you can make much more than you do with HFX. Obviously, it's a higher risk, but that's the thing that goes with increased knowledge and self-education, and with the team as well. And that's where the so that's why I put that bullet point about funded accounts, because it's and that's partly why I didn't listen to the BBC thing, because I've been in it for a while. I've seen certain members getting better over time, and I've seen certain members qualifying to get a funded account. So before I go further, does anyone know what a funded account is?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, just in case anyone doesn't, basically what it is, if you apply for a funded account, what it is, once they monitor you for, I think it's a month, 2 weeks or a month, and if you trade at a consistent level, I think you have to win 70% of trades. You know, don't quote me, but something like that. And if you prove that you're a consistent trader, this is foreign exchange. HFX doesn't qualify because it's a simpler version of trading. If you're consistent enough, you can apply for a funded account of between 10 and £100,000. And there are members within our group that have qualified for that. So what that means is that when you have a funded account, when you're trading, you keep 75% of the profit that you make from those trades. So, you know, you've all seen how compounding works. So if you have even a £10,000 account, which probably done in dollars. Yeah. So yeah, if you even have a $10,000 account, when you're trading less. You can afford to do less trades and make so much more money from it. But as I've said before, it's a catch-22. The earlier we are in our journey, the higher the risk, because one, psychologically we're in a hurry to make more than £1. You know, that's one. So we end up doing more trades, and combined with that is our lack of relative experience. So trading is actually more difficult in the early days. Once we get better, obviously we're trading with more knowledge, and we can actually trade with smaller percentages of our account balance, but make so much more money from it, you know, because it's all a percentage thing. So that's one way of doing it. Now this is where the another way of doing it is the network marketing side, because what some people do is, okay, this is going to take me a while to learn how to do this. How do I offset the monthly subscription? And then people do it in different people do it at different levels. Some will aim to just cover the cost of their subscription. You all know that if you get 2, then you don't pay your subscription. But some of them will take it further and go, and let me try and find that thingy. So some will go down the networking side and build a team, and then you can benefit in 2 ways. Not only are you not paying your subscription, but you can actually use the networking side of it to fund your trading account. So you've got more than one way of funding your trading account, and then it works in 2 ways. psychologically, if in your head you're not using your money, or if in your head you're not trying to make your monthly subscription with your trades, your karma, there's less emotion involved in the trading. So again, it's one of those kind of like catch-22 things. The earlier you are in your journey, the harder it is, because psychologically in your mind you're thinking, I need to get my money back. Whereas if you're using money from the networking side, you know, psychologically it becomes easier to trade over time, which goes back to the thing I said, time in the market. Before I go on, does anyone have any questions about this side of things, by the way? No questions, or?
No.
Okay, cool. Right, okay, and what else is there? Yeah, that's about it really. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. So like I said, I don't know if anyone has any questions, but if not, I don't want to keep you for too long. I was hoping people would have questions. Okay. Yeah, no one's got a question.
I've just got a couple of comments there, but I think
Okay.
the bad press that I am received is due to the pyramid scheme, I guess, the way it's been pitched to certain people. You know, I think, yes, it can be looked at as a pyramid scheme because you are trying to sign people up and in effect get a reward, but it's not a pyramid scheme, so to say. Once you're in it, I think that's the bad press about it, to be honest with you. And that app for the AMA app, I think it's real good. It gives you all the upcoming events, sends you Zoom links, the lot.
Have you been using it?
I've not used it really, but I'll keep a look on it because I'll get notifications of upcoming Zoom meetings or whatever it may be, but definitely worth it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And so when you registered, how long did it take for your registration to be approved?
To be honest with you, I got it the day it was released a few months back.
Okay, so you want to, yeah, because you're one of the first people then. Okay, yeah, okay. Right, okay, so yeah, so that's all I wanted to say really. So and again, it's like I said, it's, you know, I have an advantage because of the crypto is giving me like what's the word, nerves of steel. So I don't worry about things in that sense. So so that being the case, please, if anyone's ever worried, just reach out to me, but also tap into the group as well, because I'm definitely not the source of all knowledge. I'm still learning as well, but there's people out there that know way more than me. And in whatever area that you want help, just reach out. Someone's always there to help. Because like I said, I'm still learning as well. If any of you wants to learn something in particular, and you know, I'm a crap teacher, I can point you to someone, because I guarantee I do not have an ego. I just want everyone here to do well. Yeah. So, you know, it's not like, you know, like when you're at work and you need to speak to your well, I'm no one's boss, so please don't think that, but you know, like you need to speak to your boss's boss, and then you don't want it because you're worried that you're going to upset your manager. That doesn't apply here, trust me. So, you know, don't assume that everything has to be through me and you don't want to hurt my feelings and stuff like that. You know, just ask away, and you know, I will always reach out to, you know, to find an answer to a question if I don't have the answer to that question. Yeah.
Hi, Albert. Mine's not so much a question, but just an observation.
Yeah.
In regards to the recent sessions that I've been on, the HFX educator sessions,
Yeah.
I've just found that the last, say, 3, maybe 4 weeks,
Yeah.
the ratio of wins is a lot lower. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing that, but I don't know if it's probably algorithms that are on the system. But
which teachers? Sorry to interrupt. Which
Millie,
yeah.
and I only do Millie and the morning one, Olu, whatever.
Yeah.
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 They're the two that I do, but I just find that the win ratio is a lot lower.
Right.
To be honest, I've looked into Millie before, and
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. I don't think she's got the best success rate
Yeah.
as some of the others. I think the guy you've just mentioned, I can't pronounce, and the other one, which is Kenvi, I
Yeah.
think two real good ones. If you wake up early enough, catch Matty Pips, he's good.
Yeah. What time is he though?
But it's about like 4 o'clock our time, AM.
Yeah, forget that. That's me anyway.
The win rate's good, then it's worth waking up for, right?
His win rates are good, to be fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've signed. Are you on Facebook, Bev?
I am, yeah.
If you are, I think it's Brandon Boyd's, isn't it? Albert.
6 in the evening. Yeah, I think Colin listens to him as well. Yeah,
because he had a snapshot of today. The success rate for the last couple of weeks between him and another guy was like about 90%.
Yeah.
Put the details in our chat, and then I can investigate and look into that more.
Yeah, yeah. And are you on Telegram as well?
Well, just Albert's one. What's that one called? Happy to invest.
The HFX community thing. Yeah.
No, on Telegram, on actual Telegram.
Sorry,
it's a bit like what.
He means Telegram, the app, because you've got the Telegram app.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a channel called Brandon Boyd's channel. They're pretty good.
Brandon Boyd. Okay.
Yeah, and so you could get him on Facebook, the lot, Instagram, but he'll post quite a bit, and they have a training session every night at 6 o'clock.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
And with him, he's not trading. He's talking the mindset around it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the strategies, and that's actually why I didn't watch the BBC thing. Like I said, that's one of the reasons, because trading is the mind. That's it. The technical is nothing. You know, it's you know, I don't want to sound too blasé, but the technical, it doesn't take long to learn. It's again, going to the thing that at the top, time in the market. It's the more practice you do, not just the study, but actually trading, whether it's a dummy account or a real account. As you all know, I prefer to use a real account, even if it's a tiny amount. The more you do that, you get experience, and you experience the losses as well as the wins, and you learn from your mistakes, because you know, the key is to get to a point where you need to be able to master your emotions. The quicker you do that, so even in terms of, like, you know, the Millie stuff, for example, where people the ratios might not be that high, but you will find that other people within the session will get a win. And so, wait a minute, how can they be winning and then I'm losing? You know, and part of that is the experience, because it's kind of like, it's how should I put it? It's a bit like, if you're trading with emotion, your last trade, if it was a loss, is going to make you hesitate before you press the button. And on the flip side, if you're trading with emotion, your last trade, if it was a win, if you've hit your target, but you've won and you're feeling cocky, you're going to trade again when really you should have closed shop for the day. And all of that is emotion. It's not the technical, it's the emotion, you know. So, and it's kind of like, so the way that I see it is that the more practice you have by being in the market, the better you get at controlling your emotions. But the key, and this is my interpretation, it goes back to why 90% give up or fail. During that learning phase, to what extent are you controlling, are you using risk management? Because if you're not using good risk management while you're learning, your losses are going to be big. It doesn't take long before you blow your account, and you're going to get disillusioned. It's, oh God, what's all this rubbish? Nah, this trading isn't for me. And then you give up. And then there's no way you're ever going to have a positive impression of trading. It's going to be negative based on your experience. But that comes from not reaching out to those with more experience, so that you minimize the fallout from the mistakes you make, because we're all going to make mistakes. But if you make the mistakes by yourself and you're not following the advice of those with experience, it's going to be so much more painful. You see what I mean? So yeah, that's it basically. So yeah, anyone else got an observation they want to make, or? Okay, so what I do, I just make one last comment before we close up shop then, because I think we're probably touching an hour now. It's yeah, don't underestimate, because me personally, I would like it if all of you weren't paying your subscription. That's my goal. And I think I said it in a thing, I'd like to be able to help all of you not have to pay your subscription. So that's why I said in our little chat thing is that, because I know some of you aren't that enthusiastic about that side of things, but you can use me, so if any of you know someone and you want me to do the legwork in terms of explaining, etc., just put them in my direction, then I'll put them under you. And also in terms of the Wednesday thing, which I think is a really good way of showing people face to face what's out there and reassuring people as well. So for that, what I'm suggesting is that if you guys want to introduce someone face to face, I'm happy to meet them on one of the Wednesday things. I can meet them. Well, I would give a 95% guarantee if it's one of the weeks that I'm working when I'm at work, because then I'll be coming from Southwark, and then from Southwark to Aldgate is not too bad. But if it's my work from home week, I might be a bit more reluctant, but still ask me anyway. So that could potentially be something that helps you. And again, it goes down to being aware of what's going on, because most people, for those of you that may be trying to get people interested, most people are never gonna most people aren't going to join on the first time they're exposed to it. They need to be shown a few times, they need to be reassured, and so it takes a few exposures before someone joins something like this. And from my point of view, as I hope you've seen, I don't paint it as a get rich quick thing. It's a case of we have to learn this together, put the time in, and if we do that, going back to the thing again, time in the market, I don't see how any of us can fail. We just have to support each other. That's how I see it. In risk versus reward, the effort that we have to put into this and the potential reward, it outstrips anything else we're going to do. That's how I see it, except for Bitcoin, but it's all related. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, unless anyone else has a question, I will end this meeting. I'll stop recording.
That's great. Thanks, Albert.
Thank you.
All right then. Okay, have a good evening, everyone. Take care of yourself.
Take care all.
Right, bye.
Bye.